Welcome to the Waterfront Way. I'm Teresa Stark, your home navigator. I've been a realtor for 15 years and I specialize in South Florida's waterfront lifestyle. My husband and I enjoy boating, fishing, and socializing along the waterways, and I love to share this lifestyle with everyone we meet. This morning, we're talking with Terry Patterson, owner and developer of Lighthouse Point Yacht Club and Marina. Welcome, Terry.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. What a gorgeous day you have.
It's beautiful out here.
I can see that. That's fabulous. You know, Terry, part of our motto is living, giving, and playing the waterfront way. Let's start with living. If someone were to ask you, what is a good neighborhood or place to live in, what would you say?
So I like to live, play, and work the waterfront way. So my choice right now is Lighthouse Point. I found it about 3 years ago and bought my property here and fell in love with it, and then pursued buying Lighthouse Point Yacht Club, which I closed on a year ago with a partner, and we're both just ecstatic. We love the neighborhood, love the area, love the people, and love this yacht club.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about the yacht club itself?
So we've in the last year we've done a substantial renovation of the yacht club. It was getting a little bit tired. Our future plan is to demolish the existing club and build a brand new state-of-the-art facility that will really make everyone in Lighthouse Point proud. In the meantime, we've done a big renovation just to show the community, show our members that we're serious. We're serious about this yacht club, about making it the best yacht club on the East Coast of the United States. That's our plan. And so even though we knew we were wasting a whole lot of money to the tune of $500,000 on something that we're about to demolish, it was worth it.
Now on to giving. We have so many charitable organizations within our communities that provide such goodwill. Do you have a favorite organization that you like to participate in? And if so, which one would it be?
The general manager of my construction company, Jessica Easterling, she's our community outreach director for Lighthouse Point Yacht Club. She's always been very involved and gotten me involved and my companies involved in many charities over the last 15 years that she's worked with me. One of her main charities that we then support is Honor Flight. We try to raise money for Honor Flight. We have a Cocktails with Heroes night every quarter here at the yacht club, where one of the World War II veterans comes and tells his story, and we get a lot of our members who come and just to come and listen to what one of these 93 to 98-year-old men have to share about their experiences in World War II. Another one that we get involved in through the yacht club and my construction company, Patterson Project Management, is we're rebuilding the Team of Life Center, which is called Big Mama's House in Fort Lauderdale. She's a woman who's poor herself, but she has a house that she feeds homeless. She had a house built by one of these television shows that do it within a week, and it ended up having an electrical fault that burnt down the house. So now she's got no insurance, and we're helping her rebuild this house, trying to get donations, which we're getting a lot of donations from our members at Lighthouse Point Yacht Club. It looks like Jessica might have secured some funding from the city of Fort Lauderdale. My construction company is helping, Patterson Project Management. We have City Furniture is donating furniture. Hoover Awnings is donating product. Richard's Plumbing is doing the plumbing. Turn to Electric is doing the electric for her house. All American Windows and Doors is supplying windows and doors, and All Steel Gypsum Products is supplying materials. So, and we're looking for more people to to donate and help us rebuild this woman's house. She has nothing, and everything she has, she gives to the homeless and the needy of Fort Lauderdale. That's Big Mama's house. You can just Google her and you'll find her online. We're very involved with Marines and veterans. They actually, Jessica was on TV getting a television for the Marlins game on this 4th of July, getting a $10,000 check donated to Honor Flight by the Marlins. That was just before the game. And yeah, we do a lot of kids charities. Come Christmas time, Easter time, we do food drives, gift drives, where our members of the yacht club, they're extremely giving. It's crazy how much stuff they bring for us to give to all these kids and all these food drives and toy drives. So there's a handful of charities. It's not just one, but I'd say the one that we're the most proud of would be Honor Flight, thanks to Jessica Easterling.
That sounds phenomenal, Terry. It's so nice to hear that so much goodwill is given back into our communities. Now, on to playing. What is your favorite waterfront activity, and what do you like to do while you're not working?
Right now, we're building my house opposite the yacht club, overlooking the marina. So while building it, I convinced my family to move onto our 75-foot yacht for a couple of years, and which we did almost a year ago, and we're loving it. So we actually live on our boat, on the water, in the yacht club, facing our house that's being built opposite the yacht club. So we love boating. We at the yacht club, we have a boating group that we go at least once a month. Not at least, we go once a month to various different places. We go to Bimini, we go to Ocean Reef, we head to Exumas this Thursday. We go to we're planning a trip to Cape Canaveral to watch a space launch later in the year. We're gonna hopefully the end of the year head down to Key West. We generally travel between 8 to 18 vessels, ranging from 36 footers to 95 footer on the trip that we're going right now. So it's a great group of people at the yacht club who get involved with our boating group, and I'd say that's my favorite thing. My family loves it. The members love it. It's nothing better than getting on your yacht and going to the Bahamas and with a whole bunch of good people.
Absolutely. And that brings me to my next question. Do you have a favorite food or drink this time of year that you enjoy and or like to bring along with you on these outings?
Actually, yes. So I try to live a healthy life, eat healthy, work out, and if I'm going to drink, I try to drink healthy. So I convinced myself that tequila with fresh squeezed orange and fresh squeezed lime is a healthy drink. I might be wrong on that one, but the taste is amazing, and it's taken off at the yacht club as one of the favorite drinks. So when you're here at the yacht club and you see all these people with their big sifters with bright orange drinks, that would be, they call it the Terry tequila. That would be Patron, fresh squeezed orange and fresh squeezed lime. Love it. Over ice.
Oh, I absolutely love it. What a great combination as well. That brings me on to, I know that the yacht club has a really nice bar area as well as a restaurant. Do you have a favorite restaurant that you like to enjoy or go to on regular occasions?
I do. I enjoy my own restaurant, Lighthouse Point Yacht Club. I might be a little biased because we make the food the way that I would like the food to be made. In a we buy quality products. We buy products from companies that we know it's sustainable products. We have our own herb and vegetable garden that we get some of our herbs from. We try to do as much as we can fresh. We buy meat, fish, in bulk, cut it ourselves. So I know where it's coming from. I know the quality of it. So I like to eat at my own restaurant at Lighthouse Point Yacht Club between our main restaurant or our tiki bar. But if I'm not here, which you can get here by boat as well, we have actually, it's right behind me. There's a 180-foot bulkhead that we get boats coming in all weekend to come and eat. But if it's not here, I enjoy a good trip down to Calouse. Houston's on the water. They've unfortunately stopped taking boats at the dock, but they're on the water and amazing. Yeah, those will probably be the ones I go to the most.
Sounds fantastic. Now, Terry, another thought here too is that you've done so much traveling and it sounds like you really enjoy living on the water. Do you have any kind of favorite story or an outrageous story that you'd like to share with us?
Whew, I've got so many. So a lot of people, a lot of my members like to join our boating group because they hear all these crazy stories about the Gulf Stream. And I like to tell people, don't be scared of the Gulf Stream. Respect the Gulf Stream, understand the weather, and I'm trying to help everybody in our group learn all of that. I've got some crazy stories on the Gulf Stream that might turn people off of crossing the stream to head to the Bahamas, but what I always tell people is if you can deal with 2 or 3 hours of some hectic seas, sometimes it's flat as a lake out there, but sometimes when it gets rough, it can get real rough. You can just deal with it for a few hours, understand it, and then you're in the Bahamas, real calm water, and it's amazing. The nice thing about Lighthouse Point is that we're so close to the inlet and it's easy to get out. Mm-hmm. But some crazy stories. I've had times where we're at the helm of my boat. I had a 68-foot Sunseeker Predator. When you're standing at the helm, I've had whitewater as high as my eye level coming, washing right over the boat. Huge boats like that, washing right over, smashing the jet ski right off the back. But as long as you stay calm, keep everybody on the boat calm, you aim the boat correctly, you drive it correctly, safely, you'll be fine. But the one crazy story, we were a whole bunch of friends. We were on that boat going to Bimini. We left Fort Lauderdale. We left Lighthouse Point, and it was flat as a lake because it was a westerly wind. Now that's where most people don't realize that a westerly wind we only get 14% of the time of the year. And when you get that offshore wind off of Fort Lauderdale and Lighthouse Point, it looks flat. But once you get out into the Gulf Stream, if that wind's big enough, the swells pick up. And once you get over to the Bahamas side, it's even bigger because that wind just has that 50 miles to just get these huge waves going. So as we all left, none of us checked the weather and leave flat. But there was a good 15, 20 to 25 knot westerly wind. So it was behind us. As we get out into the Gulf Stream, it was big, but it was bearable, but it was from behind us. But by the time we got 1.5 miles offshore, maybe 2 miles offshore of Bimini, the waves were so big that they smashed the jet ski right off the chocks on the back. And it was about 10-foot seas. And I knew that my friend who was driving, there's no way no way we could turn the boat around in these swells to go and pick up the jet ski. Because the problem with the Gulf Stream, as the stream moves north, you got a 3-knot stream moving north, and you got this wind coming. It was a slightly northwesterly wind. It creates a huge pitch on the waves, and that's the problem with the Gulf Stream. Not necessarily the size, but the pitch. And it was not safe to turn the boat around. So in a split second, I had to tell him to grab the wheel. I grabbed the keys for the jet ski and ran and dove right off the back of the boat to swim after the jet ski as fast as I could. Because believe it or not, it's actually safer with me, and most people might not think it, but for me, it was safer in the water than even on the boat. And getting on the jet ski, it was fine out there. But I didn't want to lose my new $10,000 jet ski. So I had to just swim after it. And I'm swimming, 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 and I'm watching these guys on the boat, and the boat was going slow, but so high, and the pitch was so strong on the, so steep on these waves that it was almost coming, like the front three-quarters of the boat was out the water and then smashing down, slowly, but smashing down. The last thing I wanted was them to turn around. And I swam and swam and swam and swam, but now the wind was blowing the jet ski as well, and the swells. I mean, I was going with this with the swell, but I wasn't with the wind, so I had to really swim hard. Finally got the jet ski and got on, and the pitch was so steep that even me going, I was probably going about 10, 15 knots on the jet ski, that I went over the top of the pitch and just smashed down so hard that the jet ski stalled and hurt my back a little. So I had to take these swells very carefully and sideways all the way into Bimini. And as we were coming in Bimini, the waves coming in, because they're coming from the west, so in Bimini the waves were coming onto Bimini. They were coming in behind me so strong that it would push the jet ski underwater, and I had to accelerate it to get it out from the water. I couldn't even keep it afloat. Not sinking because of water in it, but going under because the waves were so big, pushing us both underneath.
Wow, what a story!
Yeah, it also smashed out it broke one of the intake lines on the boat, that the engine was pumping water into the boat. We didn't know this at the time. As we got into Bimini, pulled the boat up to the dock at Big Game, I pulled the jet ski up against the swim platform, realized that it was about a foot lower than what it should be. I quickly rushed up into the engine room and saw the generator underwater, and the engine's halfway up with water already, and had to scramble to find where the problem was. And it was the engine actually pumping water into the boat. So while I'm looking for that problem, everybody else was offloading the boat quickly, but luckily we found the problem, shut the engines off. And before finding the problem, we weren't shutting the engines off because you want to use the engines to pump the water out. Meanwhile, the engines were what were bringing all the water in. Almost lost the boat, almost lost the jet ski, almost lost everything. But it's fun.
You're still here. You're still here. And it sounds like everyone made it through safely. What a magnificent story. I don't think I've ever heard anything so harrowing as that.
I got a few more like that.
Yeah, I think your boat trips sound very adventuresome.
Yeah. The key though in the Gulf Stream and boating is just stay calm. Learn, get the experience. Experience is everything. And stay calm.
Absolutely. Now, Terry, one last thought. Is there anything at all that that you know about yourself? Or let me rephrase this. Is there something about you that you'd like to share with us that might surprise us about you?
Nothing that I think of, but something that I seem to get a big reaction from everybody is when they find out that I'm only 42 years old with a big construction development company and owner of Lighthouse Point Yacht Club and 3 children and 1 going to university. I guess I'm a lot younger than what people think or expect.
You definitely sound like you love to live life, and you love living life on the water as well as with your entire family. And it sounds like you definitely have a lot ahead of you as well. Terry, what a pleasure it's been to talk with you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If you'd like to learn more about buying or selling your luxury home in South Florida, my personal information is on your screen. Visit teressastarkauthor.com to download one of my free ebooks, or teressastarkrealtor.com to get immediate access to my calendar and book a private consultation at a time that's convenient for you. That's Terressa with 2 R's and 2 S's. Until next time, live, give, and play the Waterfront way.